The Nightly Business Report.
Good evening. Tonight, by the end of May, Sri Lanka has surpassed its tax revenue goals, totaling over 1.7 trillion rupees. This week, the total tea auction offerings reached 6.45 million, the highest since early February this year, surpassing 6 million. Prices exhibited a stiff to easy trend. The ASPI and S&P SL20 saw minor gains throughout the day, and Sri Lanka's stock market ended the day higher. And as investors considered conflicting economic statistics that indicated an increase in both job opportunities and layoffs, Wall Street closed the day higher.
From Studio 24, here's Anuradhi Vikramasinghe.
A very good evening and thank you for joining us. Sri Lanka's tax revenue exceeded by 1.7 trillion rupees by the end of May, surpassing the targets according to Minister Anil Jayantha Fernando. The revenue collection agencies have successfully overachieved their end of May goals, and their strong performance reflects ongoing efforts to strengthen the country's fiscal position. Sri Lanka's three main tax collection agencies have exceeded their targets by the end of May, collecting a total of 1,789 billion rupees. The Inland Revenue Department collected 907 billion rupees against a target of 900 billion rupees. Customs gathered 780 billion rupees from a 730 billion rupee target, and the Excise Department raised 102 billion rupees versus a 98 billion rupee goal. He noted that dollar outflows for vehicle imports reached $400 million by May, with the government confident of meeting or surpassing its $1 to $1.2 billion foreign exchange target by year end. It was stated that achieving this outflow level would help complete the revenue targets. Meanwhile, the government spent only about 12% of the 1.4 trillion rupees of capital expenditure allocation by the end of May due to slow procurement processes. A think tank has urged Sri Lanka to assess the broader economic and social costs of migration as the country plans to facilitate 340,000 foreign employment opportunities this year. The Institute of Policy Studies emphasized the need to recognize the hidden costs despite migration helping to reduce unemployment and boost foreign exchange earnings. IPS released a report titled Beyond the Numbers, the Real Costs and Benefits of Migration for Migrant Mothers, highlighting the struggles faced by migrant mothers. The study notes that while remittances provide clear financial benefits, the social impact on families, especially children, is significant. It points out the emotional void left in the upbringing of children growing up without daily maternal care. The report calls for a more comprehensive view of migration that goes beyond just economic factors. Total tea auction offerings surpassed 6 million kilograms this week, reaching 6.45 million, the highest since early February of this year. Prices showed a firm to easier trend, with liquefying small leaf teas facing steeper discounts.
Select high-priced Best Western BOPF teas declined by 100 rupees per kilogram or more, while others saw smaller decreases. Below Best BOPs were mostly firm but eased up to 50 rupees per kilogram, and BOPFS dropped by 50 rupees or more depending on quality. Norelia BOPS remained mostly unsold, with prices falling up to 200 rupees per kilogram when sold, whereas BOPFs sold firm to Derana. Udapusela BOPs were firm but eased to 20 to 30 rupees per kilogram, while Uva BOPs declined up to 50 rupees per kilogram. Corresponding on BOPFs also dropped. High-grown CTC PF1 teas declined by up to 50 rupees per kilogram, while low-grown PFS1s firm and tamed in Derana. Leafy and semi-leafy teas showed mixed trends, with select Best BOP1s firm and others irregularly easier. In the TP and premium catalogues, high-priced FBOPs eased, but the best and below best varieties remained firm, while some lower quality teas appreciated.
Sri Lanka's Prime Minister announced plans to transform General Sir John Kothalawala Defence University into an international military academy. The government will stop admitting local non-cadet students to pursue medical degrees at KDU, focusing instead on its military mission. Prime Minister Harni Amrasuri emphasised the goal of making education accessible based on ability and not financial status, while also promoting education as a commercial venture to earn foreign exchange. The decision has faced criticism as 109 local medical students have initiated legal action after being barred from continuing their studies. MP Ravi Karnanayaka highlighted concerns over fairness and the potential loss of foreign currency as students seek education abroad. The government plans to invest in KDU's transformation to align with its original mission and enhance its international stature. Let's take a short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Sri Lanka's stock market closed higher today with the ASPI and S&P SL20 gaining modestly. Trading saw strong share volume and active turnover, reflecting steady investor interest. Market sentiment remains cautiously optimistic amid ongoing economic developments. For further insights on this, we speak with Salamat Sanoon from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Anuradhi. The Colombo Stock Exchange continued its upward momentum, with the all-share price index advancing 139 points to close at a new all-time high of 17,353. The market exhibited intraday volatility, opening on a firm note, dipping mid-session and subsequently recovering to end in positive territory. The rally was primarily supported by strength in Ceylon Tobacco Company, Central Finance, Hemas Holdings, Lion Breweries and Cargill Ceylon. Investor sentiment remained broadly positive due to heightened participation from retail investors, while interest from high net worth investors was particularly evident from Citizens Development Bank and LOLC Holdings. Market turnover rose sharply to 7.4 billion rupees, representing a 69% increase over the monthly average of 4.4 billion rupees. The diversified financial sector was the largest contributor to turnover, accounting for 26%, followed by the capital goods and banking sectors, which collectively added a further 37%. The top three price gainers for the day were SMB Finance Voting, East West Properties and Singer Hospitals, while the top three price losers were Nation Lanka Finance, Industrial Asphalts and Tess Agro. Thank you.
Sri Lanka sold 167.5 billion rupees in treasury bills this week, with yields easing on longer tenors amid strong demand, according to the State Debt Office. For further insights on this, we speak with Manusha Kandanara, Chief from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Anuradhi. Today, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka conducted its weekly treasury bill auction, where the initially offered amount was fully raised amid reduction of weighted average yields. So, 22.5 billion rupees were raised out of the total offered amount of 16 billion rupees in terms of the 3-month treasury bill. However, the weighted average rate for the 3-month maturity remained unchanged at 7.55%. In terms of the 6-month bill, a total of 55 billion rupees was raised, less than with the initial offered amount of 55.4 billion rupees, and the weighted average yield rate for the 6-month bill fell by 4 basis points to 7.73%. Finally, 90 billion rupees were raised through the 1-year treasury bill, which had an initial offering of 96.1 billion rupees. For this maturity also, the weighted average yield rate fell by 4 basis points to 7.94%. So all in all, a total of 167.5 billion rupees was raised in this auction, as weighted average yield rates fell across the board except for the 3-month treasury bill. In terms of the market liquidity remained elevated at 156.6 billion rupees as well. Thank you.
Gold prices held steady in a narrow range during Asian trading today as markets balance improving risk appetite with persistent geopolitical and economic uncertainties. Spot gold was little changed at $3,503.71 an ounce, while August gold futures settled at $3,377.72 per ounce. Investor sentiment improved slightly following speculations of a possible meeting between US President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping, raising hopes for easing trade tensions. However, safe haven demand for gold remains strong amid ongoing concerns about the U.S. economy, especially after Trump doubled tariffs on steel and aluminium. Geopolitical risks also supported bullion, with heightened military activity between Russia and Ukraine and signs of faltering nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran, keeping investors cautious. Oil prices edged lower today in Asian trading, pressured by concerns over a potential increase in OPEC Plus output and outgoing tariff tensions that threaten the global economic outlook. Brent crude futures slipped 0.3% to $65.46 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude also fell 0.3% to $63.22. The decline followed a 2% rally on Tuesday when prices hit a two-week high amid fears of supply disruptions from Canadian wildfires and expectations that Iran would reject a U.S. nuclear deal proposal, likely keeping sanctions in place on the major oil producer. While geopolitical risks and supply concerns continue to lend some support, broader market sentiment remains cautious as traders weigh the potential impact of rising output and trade-related headwinds on global demand. The Sri Lankan rupee saw a slight depreciation against the US dollar today compared to the previous day, according to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Both the buying and selling rates of the dollar have declined, and the rupee also registered minor changes against a basket of other foreign currencies, including key Gulf currencies. So let's take a closer look at how the Sri Lankan rupee has performed against key global currencies today. Break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back. Sri Lankan Airlines welcomed its first wide-body aircraft in 7 years, an Airbus A330-200, boosting its fleet to 23 and enhancing long-haul operational capacity.
Sri Lankan Airlines has inducted a new Airbus A330-200 wide-body aircraft into its fleet, the first such addition in 7 years. Chairman Sarath Ganegoda said the move marks a new chapter for the airline, aligning with its long-term fleet strategy and national tourism goals. Acting CEO Yasantha Disanayake noted the aircraft will boost capacity, improve connectivity and enhance support for Sri Lanka's export trade. The aircraft features in-flight amenities like wireless entertainment and USB charging ports designed to meet modern travel expectations. Chief Technical Officer Captain Patrick Fernando confirmed plans for further wide-body expansions in near future. The A330-200 includes 18 business class and 242 economy class seats and is powered by Rolls-Royce Trent 700 engines. With this addition, Sri Lankan Airlines now operates a fleet of 23 aircraft, 13 narrow-body and 10 wide-body.
Deepal by Changan Sri Lanka launched its new showroom in Nugegoda, unveiling the world's first RE-EV pickup, the Deepal Hunter K50.
Deepal by Shanghai Sri Lanka officially opened its new showroom in Nugegoda, marking a major milestone in the country's electric vehicle landscape. The event also featured the launch of world's first range extended electric vehicle pickup, the Deepal Hunter K50. Senior management from Senok Group, Prime EV Automobiles and members of the media attended the ceremony. The showroom showcased Deepal's latest electric vehicle lineup, including the fully electric SO7 SUV, the futuristic EO7 transforming SUV and the compact Shanghai Lumin city car. This launch underscores Deepal's commitment to delivering advanced electric mobility solutions to the country. Shanghai, a global automotive leader with over 163 years of history, is renowned for its innovation and joint ventures with Ford and Mazda. Prime EV Automobiles, a subsidiary of Senok Trade Combined, serves as the exclusive distributor driving Sri Lanka's shift towards sustainable transportation.
HMB PLC has partnered with Toyota Lanka to offer flexible leasing solutions for commercial and private vehicles. The collaboration aims to improve access to reliable mobility for individuals, entrepreneurs and businesses across Sri Lanka. Customers can lease a wide range of Toyota vehicles with competitive terms and enjoy Toyota's renowned after-sales service. HMB CEO Damit Palawatha emphasized the partnership's role in supporting economic growth and personal mobility. Toyota Lanka's CEO Manohara Athukorala highlighted the shared vision of making transportation safer and more accessible. Leasing solutions will be available through HNB branches and Toyota dealerships network nationwide. Aquinas College of Higher Studies held its 15th convocation ceremony yesterday at the Colombo Archbishop's House Auditorium in Buralla, formally conferring degrees to its latest batch of graduates. Aquinas College of Higher Studies held its 15th convocation ceremony yesterday at the Archbishop's House Auditorium in Buralla. The event marked the formal conferring of academic degrees to graduates who successfully completed their programs. Family members, faculty and distinguished guests attended the ceremony to celebrate the achievements of the students. The college recognized the hard work and dedication of its graduates across various fields of study. Speeches highlighted the importance of education in shaping future leaders and professionals. The ceremony also included awarding special honors to outstanding students. Aquinas College continues to uphold its commitment to quality higher education in Sri Lanka. The event reflected the institution's ongoing role in nurturing skilled and knowledgeable graduates for the nation. Amana Bank has once again secured the Gold Award for Best Common ATM Enabler of the Year at the Lanka Pay Technovation Awards 2025. The recognition highlights the bank's commitment to advancing payment technology and offering seamless, innovative banking solutions. The award ceremony held at Shangri-La, Colombo marked the 7th edition of the event organized by Lanka Pay, Sri Lanka's national payment network. Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinge attended as a chief guest alongside Deputy Minister Eranga Veeraratne and Dr. Hans Wijesurya. Amana Bank CEO Mohammed Azmir said the award reflects the bank's focus on tech-driven customer outreach and financial inclusion. The bank continues to align its efforts with the central bank's digital payment initiatives. Celeste, Sri Lanka's fastest-growing online supermarket, celebrated its 5-year anniversary with a gala at Shangri-La, Colombo. The event, themed Strengthening Bonds, honoured Celeste's rise from a pandemic startup to a market leader in Q-commerce. Celeste, Sri Lanka's fastest-growing on-demand online supermarket, marked its 5-year anniversary with the gala event at Shangri-La, Colombo. The brand has fulfilled over 2 million orders for more than 100,000 customers, becoming a household name known for convenience, speed and price transparency. The celebration also unveiled a new strategic partnership with the iconic duo Bhatia Jaikodi and Santosh Veeraban, who bring extensive entrepreneurial and brand-building expertise. Founder Janik Jayasuriya emphasized that the partnership reflects Celeste's ambition to expand beyond Colombo and connect with the wider Sri Lankan community. The event featured a symbolic oil lamp ceremony, a brand journey video and remarks from key figures including the general manager and MasterCard Sri Lanka's country manager. Awards were presented to major partners like Nestle, Unilever and Maliban for their campaign excellence in 2024. Celeste's future plans focus on rapid expansion and continuing to innovate in Sri Lanka's digital retail space. The Canada chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka is driving efforts to strengthen trade, investment and professional ties between Canada and Sri Lanka. As part of its initiatives, the chapter launched the Hub Canada magazine in Vancouver, the first of its kind in North America, aimed at promoting Sri Lanka as a tourism and investment destination. The launch took place during the Chartered Legacy 2025 Gala, attended by CA Sri Lanka President Heshana Kuruppu and Honorary Consul Jim Bennett. Kuruppu also held key meetings with CPA British Columbia and CPA Ontario to explore a potential reciprocity agreement to enhance global mobility for the CA Sri Lanka members. He engaged with the Sri Lankan Accountants Association of Canada and the Chartered Accountants of India Toronto chapter to foster broader professional collaboration. Let's take a short commercial break. Global business updates coming on the other side. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Asian equities climbed today, buoyed by gains in technology shares and optimism around artificial intelligence. The dollar softened as new US tariffs on steel and aluminium took effect, deepening ongoing trade tensions that have unsettled markets throughout the year. South Korea's benchmark Kospi surged over 2%, hitting its highest level since August of last year, while the MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan rose nearly 1%. Japan's Nikkei added 0.8% and Taiwan's market jumped 2%. Following strong gains in US stocks fueled by AI giant Nvidia. In China, the blue chip CSI 300 index advanced 0.58% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng rose 0.56%. Wall Street ended higher as investors weighed mixed economic data, showing rises in both job openings and layoffs.
U.S. stock indexes closed higher on Tuesday, with the Dow and S&P 500 each gaining roughly 0.5% and the Nasdaq climbing 0.8%. Tuesday brought more mixed economic data, including a report from the Labor Department that showed job openings increased in April, while layoffs also picked up. That tech momentum was courtesy of chipmakers Nvidia and Broadcom, which each rose roughly 3%. Broadcom hit a fresh record high after the company said it has begun to ship its latest networking chip that aims to speed AI. Other movers included Dollar General, which surged nearly 16% as the discount retailer raised its annual sales forecast after surpassing quarterly sales expectations. And CrowdStrike, up 2% at the close, shed more than 6% in extended trading after the cybersecurity firm forecast second quarter revenue below Wall Street estimates. Meanwhile, the White House said President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping are set to speak this week after Trump accused China of violating an agreement to roll back tariffs.
Meta says it has struck an agreement with Constellation Energy to keep one of the utility's reactors in Illinois operating for 20 years, in the big tech company's first such deal with a nuclear power plant.
Meta Platforms announced on Tuesday that it struck a nuclear power purchase agreement with Constellation Energy, a deal that would keep one of its reactors running for 20 years. It's the first deal of its kind for the Facebook parent and comes as big tech companies look for ways to secure electricity to help power artificial intelligence and data centers. The reactor, part of Constellation's Clinton Clean Energy Center in Illinois, is currently subsidized by the state. But that deal expires in 2027, which is when Meta will step in to supply the plant with an unspecified amount of money to help with relicensing and operations. The deal could serve as a model for other big tech companies, with AI creating a surge in U.S. power demand for the first time in 2 decades. Shares of Constellation Energy rose nearly 6% in morning trading, but pared some of those gains later in the session.
And that wraps up today's nightly business report. We value your opinion as always, so please share your thoughts and feedback with us through email at feedback.ad24english@derana.lk or via WhatsApp at 076-805-7933. We'll see you again tomorrow with the latest updates across the business globe. Till then, I'm Anuradhi Vikramasinghe. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.